stretch and get to the wire first. And certainly, they've seen plenty of them here. From Johnny Unitas to Lamar Jackson, today, the Louisville Cardinals will try to live up to that legacy. Today, a clash between a couple of ACC rivals in a game that could have big-time implications for the rest of the season. As we'll see a playoff team from last year, the North Carolina Tar Heels, taking on a team that ranks in the top 5 in this conference, the Louisville Cardinals. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Cardinals offense will take the field first. And we've said many times a tight end is the quarterback's best friend. But the last time these two played together, you could make the argument it was even more than family. It was like that thing, there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother, David.
It was really impressive. I mean, they put up big numbers. It seemed to work every time he looked at the big fella. He delivered. So, elite 1-2 punch. Jesse, how do you slow that guy down?
I mean, you just got to pick your matchup poison, honestly. You can put a safety against him and try to take advantage of the speed, but he's not going to be big enough to match up physically. If you go linebacker, you're not fast enough. So mixing and matching the looks, I think, is the best chance this defense has.
I love when defensive backs come up and they are physical and they stick their face in the fan and they aren't scared. Talking to the defensive coordinator coming into this game, he knew his DBs had to tackle well. They had to get these running backs on the ground. Great start on this first drive.
Got him downfield. That defense got gassed, but they finally get him to the turf at the 47. And how about taking a big chunk out of this defense on the opening drive?
And with the speed they have on the perimeter, Reese, no doubt, they want to come out here and...
Running wide open down the gut of the field. He was smelling that end zone, but they get him down at the 4 after the big pass play.
Well, this offense is showing you it doesn't take a lot of time for them to generate explosive plays through the air. Big completion on the previous play. They take another shot and hit it, and they have completely flipped the field.
And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Back to throw, it's Adams. Looking for the goal line. Touchdown, Cardinals! A great catch and run for 6. You want to talk about a great way to start the game and set the tone early.
It's so nice to have a quarterback just get himself into the game, get himself established. You make a couple throws, you lead your offense down the field, you score right off the bat. Could not have been a better start for that QB.
Getting ready for the extra point after the first score of the game. And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. No reason to risk trying to field that one as it skips through the end zone. It'll be a touchback. So North Carolina's offense will get the ball for the first time. And last week, you want to talk about a guy using every tool in the bag from the running back position. David, this guy did it.
He was a monster. And I think when you turned on the tape this week, you saw him, man. So many different ways he could hurt you, and he could be a focal point of this offense. The defense, they know well and good of what happened last week. And their first objective this week, Palmer, is to stop that dude.
Yeah, they know the entire offense goes through him. All week long, they've been stressing tackling, staying in your gaps, waiting at the point of attack, getting as many hats to the football as humanly possible, because you can't shut this guy down. You can only hope to contain him, but what a challenge this defense faces today.
Offenses don't like being in these situations. They don't like having little success on first and second down, because now you know I got to pass the football. I got to air it out. It makes me really predictable. So let's make sure you take care of the football and find those plays you really like.
Catch in the middle. It's Newsom coming through that third down conversion, and they'll mark it at the 43.
Well, after watching the other offense go down the field and score a touchdown, you know this guy's trying to lead his offense to do the exact same thing. That was a big third down. I know there's a lot of football left to play, but you're trying to establish confidence as early as possible. That last throw is really going to help out your team.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
And, you know, when we talk about great third down defenses, it really starts with them getting stops on first and second down. You've got to get those stops early in the drives to set up third and long, so that's a missed opportunity on that second down by this defense.
They'll move the chains. Good execution on third down. They've got it at the 41. And the Tar Heels are moving quickly down the field. Coming out on first down with the play fake. Catch in the middle, it's Green. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Tar Heels with a second and short to keep this drive moving. Looking for space, it's Russell. Turning it on! Nice pickup on the ground there, and they'll move the sticks with the first down.
This opening drive has been all offense. Really good job. Nice scripted plays. Taking advantage. Strung together a nice series. But here's all that matters for defense. We don't even care about yards anymore. Can I keep him out of the end zone? Great job right here. Step up. Get a stop. Force him either to kick the field goal or get no points. And this drive is still a success.
And after having a nice game like that on first down, for the offensive coordinator here, maybe you're thinking about being aggressive and taking a shot. Because even if it's incomplete on second down, on third, you won't have that long to go.
He's brought down at the 6, but the defense feeling the heat to make a stop here.
And talking to the OC this week, getting this running back going was step number one. It was priority number one. He said it makes the whole offense go. Like, he is the bell cow. He is the guy. This offense is doing exactly what they set out to do on this first drive.
Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. They've got it down to the 3. Now it's second and goal. They'll try to power it in. And he gets it back to the 4-yard line. No farther than that. No gain on the play.
Man, and that's a frustrating play when you go in reverse near the goal line. Goal-to-go situations, Palmer. You got to get those positive yards. You can't go backwards if you're trying to get a touchdown.
You know, I'm trusting in my quarterback here to make the right decision. Looks like we're going to have to throw it, right? But if it's not open, just throw this thing away. You don't want to take a sack, lose extra yardage here. Just be smart with the football.
Third and goal is where offensive coordinators earn their keep. Lopez wants to fire. Lets it fly. Touchdown, UNC! Fired in from the red zone for the score.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now on game day.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Louisville offense is headed back out on the field. They unleashed an aerial assault last time that took them right to the end zone, David.
So, Reese, with that drive, I think you've accomplished something you wanted to accomplish. Make this defense think. You put them back on their heels. Now, shoot, Palmer, you might be able to slip a few runs in on this drive to really jack them up.
Yeah, I like that idea, but I also like the fact that speed kills. They've got it at the receiver position, so if you've got one-on-one matchups, man, take advantage.
Off play action. Snagged in the middle. It's Washington. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They've got it at the 37. It's first and 10. The give to the back. They can rely on this guy to pick up solid yardage when they need it, and he's out to the 43. And the Cardinals in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Wants to go up top. Caught near the sticks. It's Washington. He gets it up to midfield, forced out of bounds at the 50.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
Got it in the middle. It's Mitchell. Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be first down.
As a head coach, you love it when your quarterback is locked in early. Opening drive, throws a touchdown pass. Really nice throw on that last play. Here in the second drive, he's firing on all cylinders. You can tell this guy did his homework coming into this game, and right now it's paying off.
That's reeled in. It's golden. Nice pitch and catch there, and they'll have enough for the first down.
As a head coach, you love to see your quarterback locked in early in games. And in the first drive, leads the offense down to a touchdown, throws a TD pass, and here he is again, making a really good decision and a very accurate throw to pick up that first down.
And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it. They had this drive going, but they face a 2nd and 15. Dropping back, it's Adams. Throws to the wideout. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and 3rd down is coming.
I know one of the things this defense really prides themselves on is being physical, and early in this game, putting a big hit on a guy that's already had a couple catches in this game, that's a good omen for the defense.
On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. Just too much heat that time, and they knock him down at the 31.
And they get to the quarterback and get the sack. That's a big emphasis for this defense. They saw a week ago, this offense gave up 3 sacks. They need to get to him early and often and create some indecision. Nice job getting a sack early in this football game.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Week to week, it's so tough to figure the Mountain West, which is why this one is notable. Boise State is putting on an offensive clinic, and about the only thing we haven't seen is the Statue of Liberty play. They're up 14 over UNLV. Just another week in the Mountain West where the only constant is chaos, fellas.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. North Carolina has it back, and the Tar Heels so pleased to send the offense back out. We've had some early scores. They got the ball back, trailing by a field goal, 10-7. Got room at the 35. They've got him down at the 40 after he ripped off 15 yards. Starting this drive like that is exactly what they'd hoped for. Now 1st and 10 from the 40. To the air on 1st down. Caught over the middle. It's Taylor. Stopped just across the 50 at the 49-yard line. It's a pickup of 10 and a 1st down.
Man, find your matchups you want. You got a slot matched up on a DB. I can take advantage of this. He's so quick. Those are where you put your faster twitch guys that can win inside right now, give it to him, and win outside right now, give it to him. Find those matchups.
Going over the top. He makes a grab. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Tar Heels.
And that's his 2nd receiving touchdown of the game. My man is just finding pay dirt. Tell you what, these are the kind of guys that you continue to feature throughout a game when he can do this kind of damage after he catches the football.
And the extra point is good, and it's a 4-point lead. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Final play of the quarter coming. Here's the handoff. And after the tackle, we are headed to the end of the 1st quarter. We have the early makings of a quarterback duel, as these stats will show you. So second down here as we're back at it after the break. Looking to throw, it's Adams. Here comes the heat. A strike downfield. And an explosive play has him on the move, and he gets it all the way to the 48-yard line. This offense absolutely humming as they come to the line again. From the gun, they'll try the middle. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Great job of contained by this defense. And in order to do that, the end man on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back into traffic. And that's exactly what happened there.
The Cardinals now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Second down, they'll go to the air. Fires on the move. It's caught. Really nice pickup on that one as they get it to the 36. It'll be first down. And the Cardinals look to keep this drive humming. Wants to throw on first down. Caught near the sticks. It's Mitchell. Brought down at the 26-yard line after a pickup of 10 yards on the play, and it'll be a first down. The Cardinals come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Looking to throw on first down. Here's a heat. Under pressure, and down he goes at the 33.
Well, this guy's become a bit of a problem for opposing offenses. In their last game, he had 2 sacks, and he's dominating again, getting his first sack in this game now. He right now is wrecking people's game plans, and this offense better find out how to slow him down.
So now on second and long, you start to think just don't fall out of field goal range. Back to pass. Under fire. And he feels the heat coming, and it burns him up. Another sack.
And they've been waiting for something good to happen with respect to getting after the quarterback, right? They're outside of the top 100 in the country in sacks per game, but finally now you see they're generating this pass rush. 3 sacks on the game so far.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On third and long, a check down would be the last resort. And this defense is bringing the heat. Another sack.
And giving up 3 sacks a week ago. Now you've already given up 4 sacks. They got to find a way to protect their quarterback. Give him a little bit more time.
And the Cardinals will send out the punt unit. He ought to be able to use this first punt to pin him deep. And nobody able to field that punt as it rolls out of bounds. The North Carolina offense returns to the field. They've been firing on all cylinders, touchdowns on each of the first 2 drives, and they'll try to make it 3 for 3. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times they'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
They'll try the run. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
On third and short, just trying to get enough for the first down. Breaks into the open. And finally out of bounds after an explosive run by this ball carrier.
This guy is really unique. Top 5 in the country running the football right now, and I love the way this offense gets him involved. They're able to move him around a little bit. They change up the schemes, but the big key every week, get him the ball, let him go to work.
They've pushed it ahead to the 4. They'll try to cash in on second and goal. Now they're going to throw it. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical and pass deep.
Second and goal, no dice for this offense. If I'm on offense right now, I'm thinking about who are my mismatches, who are my big bodies out wide that I can throw them the football and they can make a play over top of somebody.
The defense trying to make a stand on third and goal. Caught behind the line. It's Russell. He's not going to make it to the sticks, and what a stop against one of the best third down offenses in the country. The kicker looks a little disappointed. He'll not come into the game. They'll go for it. Touchdown, North Carolina! Fitted in the window for the score.
And I think this is really the separators in good offense and great offense. Can you throw the football inside the 5-yard line with the tight windows? He can. Nice strike, nice catch, nice execution.
And the extra point is good, and they have an 11-point lead. A 70-yard touchdown drive, and they cap the drive with a 4-yard touchdown pass. And he hauls it in, and everybody's on the edge of their seats. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Louisville has it back in the offense, coming out ready to attack. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and it gets you in less predictable situations.
No doubt, too. And don't you just feel like there's a little bit more sense of urgency on this drive? It just feels like they've got to be able to put some points up on the board here.
Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver. To the air, it's Adams. This time it's complete. Brought down at the 31 after a pickup of 10 yards on that one. The Cardinals are in the hurry-up.
Nice job by the quarterback, seeing the receiver come open, getting him the football, making the first down, and they like to do this. When they make a first down, they want to go fast. They want to crank up the tempo.
Quick completion on the out route.
Nice job there. Good timing between the QB and the wide receiver executing that out route.
And the Cardinals can really attack on this second and short. From the gun, the running back looking for room. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down. The Cardinals are marching down the field.
Really good job running the ball, getting that first down. Now here comes the tempo.
Got enough for the first. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
Well, right away after picking up a first down, they go right back to their playmaker at running back. And I love the push they got up front, getting a hat on a hat, opening a huge hole for the back.
And you become so hard to defend when you can run the football successfully on first down. You're starting like that. Now what opens up? Play action. Now you're making me play pass and run. This offense, if they can create that run physicality, now it opens up everything else.
Out of the gun, the give to the back.
And a nice second effort by the back to break a tackle. But how about those defensive backs willing to come up, stick their face in the fan, and make a tackle?
Those are the best run defenses, too, right? It's not just D linemen and linebackers getting all the plays, but it's DBs that are willing to not just cover, but tackle backs in the open field.
On third and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. Got his man downfield. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. They'll send out the kicker to try to salvage this drive. Everything will have to be clean from 55 yards away. Oh, he missed it. No good. My goodness, you need those field goals, guys, to cut into that deficit. We're still at 11.
Oh, man, the dreaded doink when you knock it off the crossbar. Those are ones where, man, just a couple inches to the other side, towards the middle, and that thing's in, but it still counts as a miss and a missed opportunity.
This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Running back searching for a hole. And they're able to shove him to the turf as they stop him for a short gain.
And And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Grabbed in the middle. It's Robinson. Plenty of room on that play, and they find their way to the 36.
It's all about critical downs and distances on defense. You want to be great unit defensively, you've got to be good on 3rd down and in the red zone. And for this defense giving up a 3rd down like that, that is just a gut punch.
Lopez to pass. Dumps it off in the flats. Across the 25. And that is a nifty bit of navigation to get through that traffic and get the first down.
And that's why if you're the offensive coordinator, you've got to find as many ways as possible to get this guy going. Just get him the ball close to the line of scrimmage. Doesn't need to be a throw deep down the field. He's so dynamic when he has the ball.
Touchdown, UNC! Made the grab and then did the rest himself, and they put points on the board. They've got the lead and trying to put this one in a hammerlock here in Week 10.
And, man, the defense really needed to stop there. They needed to create some momentum, get the ball back to the offense before the half. But the offense does their job, and they continue to pile on, continue to create momentum. There's going to have to be some questions answered at half with this squad because it's been a struggle in the first half.
Coming out with it, it's Randolph. Gets it out to the 20, about 5 yards short of where he'd be if he'd just taken a knee in the end zone. The Louisville offense is headed back. On the field. So late in the half, this is really an opportunity, David, maybe to swing the momentum in their favor.
Dang right. There's no time to be concerned. If we're a little bit down, listen, I just think this is a point with the offense that they can prove. Like, we're here, we're going to create something now that we can build on in the second half.
Coach said all week he wanted to be aggressive. This is a great opportunity to show that right now. At the end of the first half, try and generate some momentum, score some points before going into halftime.
Man, this quarterback is having himself a day. Over 200 yards in the first half. It was hard enough for Palmer to get over 200 in a game, more or less in the first half.
Nice grab in traffic. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break.
Well, it's a great job by the receiver fighting back across the DB there to get to the inside, locate the ball, and catch the slant.
Wants to throw. It's Adams. Right through his hands and incomplete, and he'll want that one back. It'll be 3rd down.
Hopefully that's not going to affect the quarterback's confidence going back to this guy later. That was a catch he should have made. He dropped it. Let's see what the QB does moving forward.
We'll see if they go back to the air after the incompletion. It's 3rd and 5. Rushes on him. Got it in the middle. It's Scott. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the first down. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. And the Cardinals will call on their punt team. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Looks it all the way in, and now turns his attention upfield. And the returner will be dragged down. North Carolina has it back, and the Tar Heels so pleased to send the offense back out. Now they're backed up here, Jesse. Wonder how aggressive they're willing to be.
I think it's going to come down to how much confidence they have in this quarterback and his decision-making, because you cannot throw an interception at this part of the field with this little time left.
And I think that's conversations you've had with a young fellow on the sideline and be like, what are you comfortable with right here that we can run? Maybe stay aggressive, but make sure I don't make that mistake.
They'll give it to the back. Still on his feet at the 40. The offense uses a timeout to stop the clock, and they'll get a quick breather. Running out of time here in the first half, they're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Off-play action on first down. Picked off again. He's now thrown 20 interceptions. Going the other way, and he's got room.
And I think there's a difference between aggressiveness and recklessness. You're backed up, man. You're going to take shots right now, force the ball into coverage. The defense makes the pick. And how about this? In scoring position, very little time on the clock. Got a chance to put some points on the board before you go into the half.
It's good. Easy call for the refs. Are forced to settle for 3. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Thanks, fellas. The end of a fascinating first 2 quarters of football in Louisville.
The Cardinals will boot it away to start the second half. From inside the 10, here he comes. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. The North Carolina offense returns to the field. If it's working, why change it? And that running game was working in the first half. I imagine we'll see a lot more of it here in the third quarter.
And you just know the offensive line was telling their coordinator, put this on us. Let us continue to go out there, push these guys around. We can put this game on our back and end this thing by running the ball.
And this is a manhood question for this defense. Like, as a defensive lineman, and you're pounding the rock, like, I got to physically rise to this challenge. This defense has to play more inspired and more physical in the second half.
They'll try to move the chains on 3rd and short from the 27. Lopez wants to fire. It's incomplete, and this ought to be a boost of confidence for this defense, getting a stop against these guys on 3rd down.
Man, that's a big stop on this first drive. That's got to energize this defense. They didn't have a great first half. Let's just call it what it is. They could have done a lot better, but to come out, make some adjustments, get a stop on this first possession, that's a good sign for this defense.
And they're showing you their intentions early in the game. It's 4th down. You're in your own end. We're going to be aggressive, and we're not just going to do this early. We're going to do this all game long. Awesome execution on a critical down.
Found a bunch of room and got it to the 44-yard line.
It's a nice play call there. You've got 2-possession lead. You're trying to keep the defense guessing, right? Because you've got that lead. They know you're going to run it, but you still have got to be able to sprinkle in some shot plays and some vertical throws. That was really, really good thinking on that last play call by the offense.
Got some of the work done on 1st down. Let's see what they have on 2nd down. Rides to back and leaves it on the option. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, you love to see that from the defense, right? It's like bend, don't break. They've given up a bunch of plays on this drive, but now that they're getting down close to field goal range, you're seeing them start to stiffen up.
Yeah, and play.
Oh, he's got some space. Just outside the red zone as they pick up the 1st down. They'll spot it at the 22. And the Tar Heels come to the line with a new set of downs. Handoff from the gun. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the 1st down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Tar Heels will try to punch it in on 1st and goal. Lopez to pass. That's got it. Touchdown, Tar Heels. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. He has been surgical. precision passes, using the scalpel, the fine instrument, rather than the blunt one.
And the defense has had absolutely no answer for it. Just, he's been down their throats all game long, a step ahead, understanding what he's seeing, and just destroying this defense.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Louisville has it back, and the offense coming out ready to attack. They're down by 21 points, but you get a touchdown here, and you do at least apply a little game pressure, Jesse.
It's true. I think for them to get back in this one at this point now, they need the quarterback to play his best football. He's going to have to be good really pre-snap, David, making sure they're in the right looks, and he's got to be really good with his decision-making.
He's got to be dialed in because defensively you're giving up points. So it's not like you have the luxury of your defense playing great. The offense is going to have to score and score pretty dang quickly.
Here's a quick throw out to the left. He'll move it up to the 37-yard line, and it'll be a first down. And the Cardinals will hustle to the line.
When this offense wants to, boy, they can go fast. After the completion and first down, right back to the line of scrimmage for more tempo.
You want to make sure to maximize those types of runs, and he gets it out to the 41. After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Let's go! Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. The play action fake. Grabbed behind the line, it's Mitchell. And the big defensive front wins the battle. No gain on that play. Dropping back, it's Adams. Right on the money. They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a first down. The Cardinals have their offense in high gear. These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly when that guy's going to break. You know he's a stud. You're going to feed him, especially on these third down situations.
Looking to the big tight end. It's complete. There he goes. Touchdown Cardinals. He got loose, and it was lights out after that.
And that's what I think makes this tight end so dynamic. He's so dangerous once he has the ball in his hands. There's so many tight ends out there that are just possession guys, and they usually go down right after they catch the ball. This guy has the ability to, with his speed, to make people miss, and he showed it to you right there on that touchdown run.
They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. He wisely lets that one bounce through the back of the end zone, and they'll take over at the 25. North Carolina has it back, and the Tar Heels so pleased to send the offense back out. And after that last score, this is just a two-possession game now, and they'll be looking to find some cushion on this drive. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. He'll take a deep shot here. Fires into traffic, intercepted. And they'll get him down after a solid return.
QB's got to pick and choose their spots when they want to be really aggressive and try to fit balls in tight windows. Great job by the DB making a big play, getting the ball back to its offense.
To throw, it's Adams. Makes the catch, it's Washington. He stopped just a chain link or two away from the first down and sets them up beautifully here. And the Cardinals have a lot of options on 2nd and inches. Gives it on the option. And he has had a long day at the office, not to mention the backfield, as the defense has been all over him.
And yeah, that's kind of surprising. And we talked about this before the game. One of the big matchups. Run the football against a defense that's been susceptible against the run throughout the season. But this offense just can't find a way to get it going. And I'm surprised, but now what's your counterpunch? How are you going to get the ground game going? Because so far, not a lot of success.
The Cardinals will snap it on 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on first down. Grabbed over the middle. It's Golden. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. And with that one, he's now over 3 bills for the game.
And there's 2 reasons why, Reese. He's made good decisions, and he's been accurate throwing the football all game long.
Pocket breaking down. And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21.
And it's been a long day for this offense. If you can't protect your quarterback, it's hard to be successful. That's the 5th sack they have given up. The offensive coordinator has no answers, and this defense has been flying around.
They'll run play action. Trying to make magic with his feet. Getting work done on the ground. He's pulled down at the 14-yard line.
It's just so nice to have a QB under center. Nowadays in football, you can trust these guys. You put so much on their plate, and you tell them, go get positive yards when it's there. And a lot of these guys are such great athletes, they do it with ease.
And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up. And now on 4th down, they'll try a field goal. Splits the uprights right down the middle. Now the lead is down to 11. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Dynamite matchup this week, fellas. Let's show you what's going down. Old Dominion is running away with this one behind an offense that's been firing on all cylinders. They're up 14 over Georgia Southern. Just another week of football in the Sun Belt, guys, where we've come to expect the unexpected.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Knew where he wanted to go with it, but couldn't find his target. It's incomplete.
Yeah, and sometimes the coverage is just great. And as a quarterback, you throw the football away or don't try to force it too tight into a window, and you just say, hey, defense won that rep. Good coverage.
Looking for room. It's Allen. These little gains can start to add up as he gets it up to the 34.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you could turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
Now the play fake. Catch in the middle. It's Green. He'll have enough to move the chains. It's first down at the 38. That is just a perfect example of not deciding before the snap where you have to go with the ball.
Yeah, because that will get you in trouble. You can tell right away he wants to get the ball to. Nice job being patient, taking his time, hitting the drag route, getting the first down.
Guys, we've reached the end of the period, and North Carolina's on top. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. They go back to work in the final period of this one. Leaves it with the back. And he was greeted by a host of defenders and barely gets it back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, they want to come out and try to get the run game established, but up front defensively, they made a play. They gave up nothing on that one.
Got to find some breathing room if you're going to establish yourself on the ground, and there wasn't any that time.
Yeah, Reese, I wonder now if this offense is maybe going to try to get to the...
Running room in the middle. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
This is a good example of spacing in the passing game. You get the ball to your receiver quickly and just give him a little bit of space so that he has the ability to turn around and make a guy miss, then go get extra yards.
Moving closer to the red zone, it's at the 27 on first down. Lopez wants to fire. Got rid of it quickly, but it's incomplete. Tries try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Might be changing the route. Right back to the air on 2nd and 10. Right on target this time. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker.
This offense is not letting up, guys. They've got a lead here late, and they are still taking shots. They're still looking for explosive plays. This defense just has not had an answer here all game long.
From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. And that'll not only be a first down, it'll be 1st and goal from the 7.
And this offense does it again on 3rd down. They have been so elite on 3rd down all game long. That's the money down. All the coaches talk about it every single time we meet with them. They've been brilliant at it. They've built the lead, and they've got a good chance to finish this one out if they keep that up.
That completion will take it inside the 4, and the offense is threatening.
This is the area of the field defensively. It really doesn't matter what they've done to get here. You got to bow up, try to force the field goal. Nice job on 1st down and goal, getting them tackled to the ground.
They pushed it ahead to the 4. They'll try to cash in on 2nd and goal. They'll keep it on the ground. The clock is on their side. Touchdown, North Carolina! Excellent pass by the back on the option. They put another score on the board as they try to push this winning streak to 3. Precision blocking up front created the open lane, and the running back followed it beautifully.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to follow an offensive line that makes those holes and just gives you a caravan all the way to the end zone. What an unbelievable job blocking up front.
He'll bring it out. It's Randolph. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. The Louisville offense is headed back out on the field. Always good to get points on a drive, David, but chip shot field goals can leave you a little empty.
And I think it's great to get points, but the great teams get touchdowns in the red area. You got to get out there this time and execute a little better.
Turning it on! And he's got enough for the first down. They'll mark it at the 34. And the Cardinals headed quickly to the line.
Offenses love the explosive plays through the air, pushing the ball down the field. And look at this. Sometimes it creates some momentum, and you want to capitalize. So you go get on the ball and get ready to run some no-huddle.
Nice gain on that play, but leaves it a little short of the first down.
This offense is going to have to get more aggressive. Like, they can't take many more shots short down the field and not getting gains. They've got to keep their foot on the gas. They've got to take some shots, work the middle of the field, but make some big plays down a couple possessions.
And after that long completion for the first down, did you see everybody sprinting to the line of scrimmage offensively? They want to go tempo right now.
Turning on the Jets. He's there to make the stop, but not before he sets up this offense. 1st and goal from the 7. Back to pass, it's Adams. Just plowing ahead. Touchdown, Louisville! Made the grab and took it on in for the score.
And this QB starting to do some work, man. The big explosive play in the passing game. You get inside the 10, you're thinking run. Everybody thinking run. You back it up with another pass, another great throw, and quickly this offense gets right to the end zone.
They are running out of time here. They need to get the ball back. They'll line up for the onside kick. Timeout called here by the defense. It's the first one they've used this half. They are running out of time here. They need to get the ball back. They'll line up for the onside kick. The North Carolina offense returns to the field. Three tight ends in the formation on 1st and 10. Leaves it with the running back. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Quick timeout call by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Looking to fire. Catch in the middle. It's Green. Good, solid pickup there. Now they can start to smell it with a first down at the 31. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. And they'll line up from the 31 on first down. Rides the back and leaves it. And a pickup of 8 opens a world of opportunities on 2nd and 2. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. And the Tar Heels with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Just feeds the running back. He's got enough for the first down, and that ought to be enough to put them in victory formation for the rest of this one. The Tar Heels come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Lopez to pass. It's complete to the right. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion. That one's sort of like a shooter in basketball. Needing to see one go through the net, isn't it, David? Just get a completion to your guy and pick up some yardage.
Build some confidence, because your confidence throwing the ball over the middle of the field and in tight windows, probably not at an all-time high, but check it down, make something positive happen. The running back does his job, so maybe this sparks a little something in the quarterback's head where he can feel a little bit more confident and bounce back from these early mistakes.
So frustrating to see an offense lose track of the play clock and pick up a penalty like that. Offense gets set for 2nd down. They'll keep it on the ground to keep this clock moving. Touchdown, UNC! And they take it in for 6 more points. Starting to see some smiles on that sideline as they're close to a Week 10 victory. That score looks as if this one might have put it a little too far out of reach.
Yeah, this game's pretty much over. That was just the icing on the cake. But, you know, speaking of cake, I'm kind of hungry. Can we get out of here? Can we finish this game so I can go get something to eat?
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Louisville has it back, and the offense coming out ready to attack. This has been a really disappointing performance, David. No question about it. they can find some positives.
Yeah, and every time you watch the tape, you know, Jesse, coaches are pointing out, look at this. This was open if we'd have just ran the details to the right route, hung on to the football. Little things can make a big difference.
Yeah, that's why they call it a game of inches, David. But I'll say this, if you're on offense, don't go on social media this week. It ain't going to be pretty after this performance. You've got to lock in. You got to take the week of practice very seriously and find those positives that you can build off, David, you're talking about.
Ball's at the 29. Defense can taste getting off the field. It's 3rd and long. Looking to throw, it's Adams. He's got him. He's going to come up about 5 yards short of the line to gain. The Cardinals need to pick it up on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Big tight end makes the grab. It's a 1st down. Gets away from one, finds room. Nothing but green grass down the middle. And he slipped through the crowd and he'll house it. Touchdown, Cardinals!
And a nice continuing to fight, continuing to play. It's pretty much over. Down multiple possessions this late in the football game. It would take a miracle, but nice job by this offense continuing to fight, push the ball down the field, make plays.
And they pick up the extra point. Kicker knocked it right down the middle. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. Time is against them, still down by 2 scores, but they'll line up for the onside kick.
Yeah, and this is why you put your hands team on the field most of the time, when you know it's coming, and you put those guys that are great catchers of the football. The first guys, what do? They go block. They go blow somebody up. The next guys catch the football, secure it, get your butt on the ground. And most of the time when you do this, the ball game is over.
They'll leave it with him. Breaks into the open. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a 1st down. And the Tar Heels want to move quickly. Might as well give it to him again. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
And that's exactly what I want from my offense. Like, listen, they're out of timeouts. I want this clock to tick. Now, we have seen some college coaches across college football continue to run the football and also give up the football and give a gift to the other team. This one's over if I just take a knee.
Got 3 on 1st down. It's 2nd and 7. Wants to go up top. Snagged in the middle. It's Robinson. That one takes it down to the 13-yard line. After not really playing their best earlier this season, people said, this team is bad. Now they won 3 in a row. This team is good. People were fickle.
Yeah, and we're probably the ones who were saying that a little bit, Reese, because they were struggling. It didn't look like they knew who they were, and they didn't have the momentum going. But now they've definitely got it together, Jesse, and they look like a different team.
They sure do, David. We know teams get better or they get worse over the course of the season. This team right now, completely different. Almost the polar opposite than what we saw earlier this year. And I'll tell you, look at their schedule and who they've got left. Those teams better be careful. This team is coming for them.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.